Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Relentless Transitions podcast. If you are new to our show, then we talk about life, we talk about business, and how to triumph in both. I am your host from the US, Teresa, and I am joined by my global partner, Miss Rosalind Keefe from Canada. How are you doing today, Miss Rosalind?
I'm doing fine, Teresa. I think I say this pretty frequently in our podcast, but working with you is such a pleasure. I always uh, feel like there's a huge smile on my face when I'm working with you. So
And you know what, guys out there listening, I pay her to say that every single time.
not very much, but she pays me.
But listen, hey, we are so excited about the topic that we're going to go over today. And so we want you to just sit back, listen, no matter what you're doing. This is definitely one that you're going to want to go back and listen to again. But for now, we want you to just enjoy. So, what we're going to talk about today is something that is near and dear to our hearts. And we're going to talk about how to make your next year your absolute best year. And Rosalind and I are big on planning and on affirmation. So this is just right up our alley. And we're just going to share with you some of the things that we do, some things that we have done that have helped us to be successful. But remember, we're on this journey just like you, and we're just so thankful that you're here today to join us. So how about that, Rosalind?
I think this is a great topic for this time of the year, Teresa. We're all thinking about how to be the best of make the best of our next year and our new year. And this is a great topic. I hope everybody finds it really, really useful.
Yes. So no matter whether you have a business and you're trying to level up in your business, or it's you and your family, or you are your family. We all want to be better and to increase in our joy, even. So it doesn't have to be a business goal, just in life. How can we make next year our best year? So we're going to just hop right on into it. So Rosalind, you want to go first?
So we're going to be sharing with everyone 8 tips for creating your best year. And tip number 1, and this really should maybe be the first step, and that is to create a vision for your new year, your best year. Dream big, be bold, have, as Teresa would say, have crazy faith, especially when it comes to believing in you. So yeah, just have fun with it. Let the vision flow. Don't stop yourself. If you are looking at if you're gathering pictures to put in the on the vision board, don't limit yourself. Just if it appeals to you, cut it out, slap it on. I call that kind of stream of consciousness thinking, so that you're not censoring your thinking, you're not censoring yourself. That helps you keep faith in yourself, and it helps you be bold. Once you're finished it, keep it somewhere where it's visible, where you see it every day. If it's out of sight, it's going to be out of mind. So don't put it in the back of your closet. This has to be something that you're using. It's a tool you're using to keep you on track to creating your best year ever. And you can use it as a guide to create New Year's resolutions. You can, keep pieces of it everywhere. You can take a picture of it and keep it on your iPhone, so that if you're out traveling and you're having a little bit of a crisis of faith in yourself or in your direction, you can pull it up on your phone and have a good look at it that way. But yeah, make sure it's something that you have with you all the time in some way to keep you focused.
Yes, definitely. And you know what? As you were speaking, so many things were coming to my mind. I love that you mentioned, putting it on your phone. Sometimes, people ask me, well, how do you create your vision board? Well, I can tell you, definitely I would say, be very intentional, meaning don't just take a magazine or a bunch of magazines and look through there and aimlessly, and you're seeing pictures or something that jumps out and you say, "Ooh, that looks good. I would love to go there." And then you take it out and you look and "Oh, I would love to have that car." And then you take it out and put it on there. I say no, flip it around. Be very intentional. Actually, snatch out a piece of paper and write down everything that like comes to mind. What kind of car would you love to have? What places do you want to go? And then go and look for pictures of those things, as opposed to, just things being randomly kind of thrown at you that was just happened to be in the magazine. So those things that are really a desire of your heart, actually write those things down and then go and look for those things. And then when Rosalind said keep it on your phone, I'm saying like she said, keep it everywhere. So I've heard of some people who've actually created their vision and they make it a screensaver on their computers, even. Or you can do the traditional board that's on like the poster board, or, really just get creative, but keep it everywhere. And, I would also encourage you to don't invite frustration, because I say we invite frustration into things when you just aim just too big, when you make it something that is just so unrealistic, and not unrealistic in that you can achieve it, but unrealistic in your approach to achieving it. So say for instance you say that, hey, I want to become fit, in the next year. Well, don't start out saying you're going to go to the gym 5 days a week and you're going to bench press 200 pounds on day one, or you're going to be ready to run a marathon at the end of a week or at the end of a month, when you didn't exercise at all, kind of like me in the previous year. Your exercise was a little spotty. You're not going to be bench pressing probably, that much weight in a week, or, accomplishing all that. So yes, you will be able to bench press. You will be able to run that marathon, and you will lose whatever weight it is that you're talking about. But don't plan for that to be, just within 1 week. So give yourself time and give yourself a realistic pathway, whether that is starting out with 1 or 2 days a week at the gym, and then praise yourself for actually accomplishing that.
Yeah, and following on that, I say I call that using mini resolutions. And so, keep your ultimate goal in mind, but plan your mini goals to get you there. Using the exercise example, start by committing to do one push up. Don't even have to commit yourself to going to the gym. Start by committing yourself to do one push up after each bathroom break. And while you're at it, have a drink of water, which is another good habit to have if you're thinking of your physical. So mini resolutions, starting with one push up. You may say, okay, well, one push up every time I go to the washroom, that's not a big deal. I can handle that. And you might find yourself, and I can almost guarantee you will find yourself doing 2 to 10 push-ups in that time at that break. And eventually you keep this up and you'll be doing 20 push-ups at a time. You'll be doing 30 push-ups at a time. Then you'll start feeling better about yourself, and maybe you'll be more willing to go to the gym. And that's when you commit to going to the gym.
Ooh, that's
yeah.
good, because you might not even get to go into the gym at all.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
know,
Yes.
and there are things that can keep us from going to that gym, like you don't want people to see how out of shape you
Exactly.
are. You might need to start walking around, inside your home, or
Yeah.
lifting milk cartons or cans from the pantry.
Yeah.
That's a great.
Yeah. So just don't, because often the idea, like you said, of going to the gym can feel really, really intimidating. And so set a mini goal, and start small, I can guarantee you, as you start feeling better, you'll start being more active naturally, and eventually you'll make it to the gym. So set your big goal is that you're going to join a gym, but it's not going to happen for 6 months. In the meantime, the first 6 months you're going to spend doing these mini resolutions of adopting a healthier activity level.
Yes, yes, yes. I love that. And just picking back off of those little simple things that you could do to form those new habits. Like I said, lifting just some
Yeah.
cans, vegetable cans from the pantry, or milk cartons from the refrigerator, or walking around inside your own house, or my yard is fenced, walking around out in the backyard. Like, if you don't want the neighbors to see you huffing and puffing, look, this is real. The struggle is real.
Yeah.
The struggle is real. But another thing that you can do to get that water in, is something that I have done, is that during my workday, when I'm like sitting at my desk, like at the top of the hour, I take like, I don't have, it's not a bathroom cup, but but that size. So how when you buy glasses from the store, there's usually two sizes. You have like that juice cup
Yeah.
size, and then you have your large one. So I have one of the juice cups actually sitting on my desk, and I have a huge, my goal was to drink a gallon of water a day. I just started every hour just filling up that juice cup with water and drinking that. That was super simple for me to drink, and you'll be amazed. You'll look up and your water is already gone.
Yeah.
So you drank the water. So that's a great, great,
And it's a
great.
mini goal, right?
Yes, a great
Yeah.
mini goal. Another thing that you can do is really keep in mind that repetition is really important. Your repetition, your consistency, and a trigger. These are things that can help you to actually stay focused, stay consistent, stay in there with your goal. Because the more you do whatever this new habit is, this new thing, the more that you try and aim for it, you're bound to get there. If it's just kind of spotty here and there once a month, that kind of thing, that might not push you as forward as you need to be. But being consistent.
Yeah, and that vision board could be your trigger. You have it somewhere, you get up in the morning and it's there right in front of you. That's a trigger for you to stay focused. And we all have to go to the bathroom. That can be a great trigger to take a sip of water or to do a few sit-ups or whatever you want. So yeah, repetition and a trigger, and you'll find yourself doing those things and staying focused better to achieve those things for sure. Once you start doing those things, don't forget to reward yourself.
Yes.
It's no fun. All work and no play makes for a grumpy little girl. And so, make sure you reward yourself in some way. Every time, well, not every time, but daily. If you've been sticking to your mini goals, if you've been sticking to your vision, and now, if you're trying to lose weight, I'm not talking about rewarding yourself with a big old hunk of carrot cake. That would be one of my favorites. Um, um,
Chocolate.
yeah. Oh, I love chocolate too, but yeah, I don't know why. Lately, I've just had carrot cake on the mind. But yeah, find something that you can reward yourself with, and it could be as simple as saying, "Oh well, yeah, if you like soap operas." So your reward, if you do this, is you can binge watch your soap opera all weekend, or, or
Mhm.
something like that. So yeah, find rewards that actually keep you uplifted and don't make you feel like you're backsliding. Rewarding yourself is really, really, really important in my mind. And I often tell clients, if we're trying to get them to do one little thing, is if they've accomplished that little thing that day, is to literally, um, you know,
Yep.
pat
High
yourself.
five. That's
Yeah.
mine. High
Pat
five,
yourself
girl.
on the back. It doesn't have to be a big expensive thing. It just has to be like a way to go, girl. You did it.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely. And another thing, now that you're talking about making yourself better and just living your best life, you know that there are going to be some distractions, and there are going to be some things that are going to just some temptations out there that are going to try to take you off your game. So you have to prepare for that. And sometimes you have to actually get up and move, get up and walk away, change your environment. So if you know that there are some things that are going to trigger you and take you off your game, if it is that you're trying to lose weight, maybe some of those snacks and things that aren't going to serve you well, then remove those things, from the house. But sometimes you might find yourself in a situation, especially now as the holidays at an office party, and really, it doesn't even matter. It seems like when you're actually in the workplace, there's always plenty of food, right? Somebody's always bringing food. And if you're like in the medical profession, like myself, drug companies and other companies are always just bringing it in, trying to get the business of the practice. So with that in mind, sometimes you just have to get up and move. Maybe you're not going to be in that lunchroom during that time, or you're just going to kind of exit and move yourself to another place. So just change your environment. Also, some other tips like don't go to the grocery store when you're hungry, because when you're hungry, you go to the grocery store, everything looks good, and it seems like you notice everything, like stuff you never even noticed. You find yourself going, what is this? Oh, this sure does look good. Okay, I'm gonna get it. So don't go to the grocery store when you're hungry, and if you're a shopaholic and what your spending habits are, and even if you aren't a shopaholic, but maybe your goal is to not spend as much, or to get out of debt, then, maybe leave your credit cards at home when you're going out and you feel like you have to go, and, you running in to pick up, something maybe to kind of keep you to just getting that something. Leave your credit cards at home. But two of my strong tips for when it comes to money is to shop with cash. And the reason why I'm laughing is because if you think about it, when all of us have had some child, in our lives, if you give a child money and then you tell them, they ask for something and you tell them, well, okay, you can buy it, you have the money, what happens?
Yeah.
That smile turns quickly to a frown because they do not want to spend their money no matter what. So all of a sudden that thing just doesn't look too exciting, and they're going to wait to get that. And the same thing happens to us as adults. When we have that cash in our hands and we're going to purchase something and we're going to purchase it with cash, it just doesn't seem to be as exciting as it was when we were able to charge. And then another thing is to just shop on a needs versus want basis. So when you pick that thing up and you're thinking about purchasing it, before purchasing it, is this something that I really need, or is this just something that I want? And then make your decision from there.
Yeah, it's about making mindful choices, and there's actually a really effective method if you're trying to break a bad habit, and it's called the STOP method. STOP. So when you're in that moment where you're being tempted by that piece of cake, by that purchase of something glittery or whatever it is, stop. First thing you have to do is stop. Second thing, take a breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Next, observe your behavior, your thoughts and emotions without judgment. Don't judge yourself. Just say, okay, what's going on here? Why am I being tempted? What are they telling you? What are your emotions telling you in that moment that's making you want to reach for that temptation that you're trying to avoid? Are you bored? Are you stressed? Are you angry? Like, what is going on in your body that's saying, reach for that cigarette or reach for that piece of cake or go out and buy this blouse, even though you have 500 blouses in your closet?
Exactly.
So try and connect with any emotions that you're feeling that triggered your need to to partake in whatever that temptation is, and then proceed. Make the best choice in the moment. Walk away from the temptation and listen to music, stretch, or move in a way that relieves the tension. Take a minute to observe your breathing, etc. So do something that will remove you from that temptation. Um, and again, it's about making those mindful choices. So stop, take a breath, observe, and then proceed, making the best choice for you in that moment. So
Yay! And here we are at our last tip, number 8. So, what you want to do is you want to plan for those slip ups and failures. Guess what? It happens to the best of us. All of us have slipped up and all of us have definitely failed. As a matter of fact, that is the number one ingredient for success is to fail. So, but you want to fail forward. So, just stop, take a breath, and by all means honor what you've already accomplished. You know, if you went all day yesterday and you were really good on your pathway towards your goal, and today you've kind of slipped a little bit, that's okay. But you know, there's praise and honor for what you accomplished yesterday. So have respect for that, and then, you know, move forward. I usually like to say to plan for those obstacles, right?
yeah.
You know what obstacles are going to come up, or you know that some are going to come, and just those top 3 that you can think of. If you think of 3 ways that you can tackle each obstacle, then that's probably also going to be really, really helpful on decreasing the number of failures. But it is not foolproof. There will be failures. All of us face them. And another thing that you want to do is there was something I wanted to say.
Yes, strive for consistency,
Yes,
not
strive for
perfection.
consistency and not perfection. And you want to smile because guess what? You
Yeah.
can't fail if you were not trying in the first place. So let's give a little bit of applause for trying. So the takeaway for today is that a great way for making your next year your absolute best year is to plan for it. Plan for it. There's a great man that said, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Yeah, that has stuck with me. So we know that you can do it. So we're excited for you. We're excited for us. We're so happy that you are on this journey with us. And as we go through our next year, we're excited to see where you are and where we are this time next year. So that is our takeaway, that you can do it. Just get started, press forward, and we are here for it. So thank you so much for being with us for this episode of the Relentless Transitions podcast. Please visit our YouTube page as well, and we would love it if you would like and subscribe and share, and then leave us a comment or two and let us know how you are creating your vision, or if these tips have helped you, or if you have some other tips that might help everyone else. Thank you so much, and we're looking for that next best version of you.
I'm just going to quickly recap our 8 tips that we discussed here today, Teresa, before I sign off. And that is 1, start by creating your vision for the next year. Number 2, avoid inviting frustration into your vision by being realistic. 3, use mini resolutions instead of always the big resolution. 4, remember, repetition is what gets you there. 5, reward yourself. Don't forget to reward yourself. 6, make small changes to your environment. 7, use the stop method to bring mindfulness to your habits. And number 8, plan for slip up and failures. So we hope that you find some of these tips helpful, and we look forward to hearing any tips you might have. Please share them with us on our YouTube channel, and we look forward to being with you again soon.
Yay! Have an awesome day, everyone.